Hi, and welcome to Apocalyptic Art. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to do a one-length haircut on short, straight hair. So you're going to start by draping the person either with a cutting cape or a plastic bag just so the hair doesn't get on their clothing. You then want to proceed to spray the hair down, completely saturating it in water. Wet hair is easier to work with when you're doing a one length. So you just want to spray the hair down, brush it out, make sure there's no tangles in it. And then you're going to section the hair starting from the center point all the way back down to the bottom. Just like a straight line right through the hair. And then from that point you're going to section it into two more sections from the top of the head to the back of the ear, creating 4 different sections on the hair. You can just clip those out of the way. And then you want to section the back of the hair, making as straight a line as you can, either with your comb or your hair clip. You're going to clip that out of the way, do that on both sides. Sectioning in hair is really important because if you have a clean section, you're more likely to have a clean looking haircut. So that guide, that line that we created by sectioning is kind of like our guide when it comes down to how we're going to hold the comb. And as you can see, I'm just holding the comb very loosely. There's no tension in the hair, I'm not pulling at it, and I'm just using the comb as kind of like a ruler for the straight line that I'm cutting with the scissors. And you just want to continue doing that, taking small, thin, straight sections, clipping the hair out of the way, making sure your line is clean, and just continuing that same technique of combing the hair down, no tension, straight line, and cutting under the comb. It's important to note as well that I am at eye level with the line that I'm cutting, so I'm not hunched over, I'm not hurting my back. I'm sitting on a chair that is eye level with the level of hair that I'm cutting at. It's just better for your body, and you also get a cleaner line too from this position. So I would recommend either having the person stand while you cut their hair if they have really long hair, or you sitting in a chair while cutting it. Also, just pulling down each sides, the left side and the right side of the hair in your hands, and making sure they're the same length is also a helpful tip. You just continue the same technique all the way through. Today I'm not cutting the sides of her hair because she's currently trying to grow out her hair, so she's waiting for the sides to catch up with the back. But the way that you would cut the sides of her hair would be the exact same method that I'm using to cut the back of her hair. Even having the person put their head down a bit helps to check different angles of your haircut to make sure that there's no graduation at the back, because it's a blunt haircut. We're not looking for any type of graduation or layers. Here I'm using tension. I'm just pulling the hair between my fingers just to make sure that everything is as straight as possible. So after you've already blow dried the hair straight, you're going to go in with a flat iron. Just comb it through, beveling the hair with the flat iron, just going over the mids to ends, making sure it's all good, making sure the haircut is really precise. Now I'm just going back in again, cutting out any sort of longer pieces, stray hairs that don't fit. It's important to check your haircut after you're done styling it, after it's already straight as well, because hair can move in so many different directions, like all the directions. You definitely could have missed something. I'm just cleaning up whatever I missed here. This is kind of an advanced thinning technique, and I'm just doing this because she has pretty thick hair, and I really kind of want the hair to sit nice and flat against her head and not kind of poof out at the ends. So I'm just going in, cutting as I go along, brushing it out. This just helps to remove weight from the cut without taking off any of the length. So I'm just taking the comb and taking thin sections between my fingers and point cutting into the ends of the hair. This really helps to texturize the hair. It gives it more flow, a little bit more shag. It just sits nicer. And this is the finished haircut. As you can see, it's pretty blunt, but it still moves. She seems to be pretty happy with it, so I'm glad with how it turned out. And thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you learned something.